All right, well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the online version of the Church of Infinite Spirit. Whoops, I thought I was ready. I am Reverend Lauren Skye, one of the founders of this church, and we usually have our in-person services on the first Sunday of the month in Denver. So I'm super grateful for technology because we can meet this way, and here we are. We've been meeting in Denver since 1999. We are meeting today on the Zoom video conferencing platform. And if you are new to Zoom, if you usually come to the in-person and you haven't been on Zoom, there's a couple of things to know. One new thing about Zoom is that apparently there's a new thing called Zoom bombing, where someone hacks into a meeting and puts up porn or something on the screen, and it takes the presenter a couple seconds to get that down. I have to do a few clicks to get the screen back. So if something pops up that you're like, why would she be putting that up on the screen? I can guarantee you that it is not me, but if it happens, I'll be able to get the screen back quickly, and they're implementing some measures to stop that, but it could happen. So we'll see. Another thing about Zoom to know is if you scroll down to the bottom of that Zoom window on your computer screen, if you're on a computer, you'll see some options. You'll see a chat. You can type in the chat if you want to. If you say anything inappropriate in the chat, I'm going to kick you off the chat. And if you float your cursor up to the top of the screen, you'll see you can change your view from speaker view to gallery view. So you can be looking at me, or you can be looking at everybody's names or pictures in the little boxes. Also, if you float your cursor down to the bottom, you can take yourself on and off video. I've got everybody muted right now, and we'll keep it that way for this event. You can always type in the chat, but you can take yourself on and off video if you want to. So there's lots of cool options. If you're on a phone and you've downloaded the Zoom app, you should be able to have those options as well. Now, on to our church, the Church of Infinite Spirit. It's the mission of this church to inspire spiritual freedom by supporting people in knowing themselves as spiritual beings and as a part of the consciousness that creates this universe. And we support the joyous transformation that comes from that knowing of self as spirit. We hope to recapture the intention of church as a respite from the noise of life, as a space of remembrance of our spiritual nature, and a place of joyful connection. We are non-dogmatic, non-judgmental. There is no control, punishment, or reward energy here. We respect your divine right to create your reality and manage your energy in any way you choose. It's always a take what you can use and leave the rest environment. When we share, it's with the intention of inspiring you to find your own truth, rather than to convince you of ours. Today, we're going to look at being at home. But first, let's meditate together. Meditation helps us be in the now and in our highest wisdom. So as each of us considers the concept of being at home today, we'll be doing so from our best stance of consciousness, from spiritual wisdom. And meditating together, we create a unified field of energy that is so powerful and so healing. We'll walk through a short 4-step process to come present as spirit and shift our energy. If you want to participate, it's helpful to put your feet on the floor and close your eyes. Just notice that closing your eyes is a meditation in itself. You cut off that input, that visual input, and invite yourself to become more and more aware of what is within you. Give that body a nice big breath. The first step in this meditation process is called grounding. And grounding is simply an imaginary connection from the base of your spine to the center of the earth. We'll do it by imagining or pretending or visualizing. First, just let yourself become aware of that body of yours, sitting in the chair or on the couch or wherever it is. Notice your head and neck and shoulders. If they're tight, you could breathe and imagine letting some of that tightness go. Notice your back, your belly, your butt in the chair, your feet on the floor. And then particularly notice the base of your spine. The base of your spine is the back of the first chakra energy center, and it is the place from which we ground. To ground, simply imagine a colored beam of light. Any color but white or black works great. Extending from the base of your spine, just like a tail would. It's growing from the spot on your body where if you had a tail, your tail would be. Imagine your tail of light growing through the floor of the room that you're in, through the maybe floors of the building, all the way down to the center of the earth, through the layers of the earth, all the way down to the earth's core. And imagine that colored beam of light kind of grabbing hold, merging with the earth's core. If a colored beam of light just doesn't work for you, try this same exercise with a tree root image or plant stem, perhaps planting yourself into the earth all the way to the earth's core. This energy construct you just created by imagining it is called a grounding cord. The grounding cord has many, many functions. It invites us as spirit into the body. It stabilizes the whole chakra system. And it becomes a trash chute so that we can release any energy we don't need to be carrying. So much of the pain and stress we experience is energy recycling through the chakra system. You can let that energy go. Let it fall to the center of the earth, where it's transmuted into neutral creative force. The next step of this process is to open the sixth chakra energy center. The sixth chakra sits in the middle of our heads. It's behind the eyes, between the ears. And the way to open the sixth chakra is to simply place your attention there. Your grounding cord will stay in place. And imagine being in the middle of your head. You can be anywhere and anywhen, scattered across space and time. Imagine being right in the middle of your head, the sixth chakra. The sixth chakra is the seat of clairvoyance or clear vision, that space from which you can access your own path and your own answers. Notice if how it feels to be in your body shifts some as you move into that center of head space. Good. The third of our 4 steps is to manage the energy field around us, the aura. Everything is made of energy. Everything emanates energy. So when we manage our own aura, we're kind of in the driver's seat of our reality. We can choose what energies we're going to carry and what energies we're going to release. It's like a boundary. To manage the aura, simply imagine you are sitting inside a big soap bubble or eggshell. And that soap bubble or eggshell is going to be about an arm's length out. So if you were to reach your arms out side to side, you would touch it. kind of what we think of as personal space. Imagine that bubble all around you. In the paradigm of information that we work with, the energies carried in your body, chakras, and aura will be reflected back to you in your experience of life. So we create change from the inside out. You could imagine your bubble connects with the grounding cord under your feet so that energies in the aura can ground out too if they're not needed or helpful. Through the grounding, we're releasing what we don't need. Let's replace that energy and fill ourselves in. Would you notice an energy you'd like to experience more of in your reality? Would you like to experience more joy or peace or love or fun or calm or clarity? Maybe all those would be nice, but pick one or some other word that represents a vibration you'd like to experience more of in your world. Now, imagine a big golden ball above your head, like a big gold sun. Let the gold sun be at least as tall as you are. So it's big. Then imagine taking the word that represents the frequency of the energy you'd like to experience and write that word across your sun. Watch what happens. The sun will match, absorb, and become the word. You'll have a big golden ball of the energy you'd like to experience right above your head. Watch the word absorb. Watch the sun shine with it and sparkle. And when you're ready, would you pop that sun on the bottom or drop it? You can set it right into your body or reach up with your imaginary hand and poke a hole in the bottom of it. Watch that golden light stream right into you. Let it fill you up. Imagine all the cells of your body receiving and the spaces between the cells too, as that golden light comes in through the top of your head and fills your head and neck and shoulders. Let it fill your arms and chest and torso. Let it come down and into your legs, all the way down to your knees, your hands, your feet. Allow the golden light to be integrated into your being, so there's always room for more. If you get full, imagine the light above spilling around you and filling your aura space too. Notice if there's a difference in how you feel. And notice how much power you have over your own internal reality. If you'd like, take a breath and open your eyes and stretch. Or if you'd like, you could stay in meditation and receive the message in your meditative state. Here we are, maybe a bit more settled into our present time reality, the present time reality of COVID-19. At our online service a couple of weeks ago, on March 19th, we talked about COVID-19 and this time. And we talked about the opportunities in times of challenge and the particular opportunities present with this particular challenge. If you'd like, you can find that talk on our YouTube channel. You just go to YouTube and search Interconnection Institute. The Interconnection Institute is the outreach and educational arm of the Church of Infinite Spirit. Today, I wanted to take a look at a different angle to all of this. Let's look at being at home. Some people have been used to living a very busy, active, and distracted life. Some people have been used to living in a kind of a nonstop frenzy of action and communication. The culture had sort of been in a chronic frenzy, jumping from one thing to another, with very little permission for quiet or stillness. And now we're at home with ourselves. For some people, that busyness and distraction was a strategy for not being with ourselves. It can be a strategy for avoiding pain within. That could be pain from the past that's still with us in present time, or perhaps a pain that is in present time that we don't want to look at. So now, here we are, all alone with ourselves, or alone with a small collection of people who may both soothe that pain at times and reflect it at other times. If you find it hard to be with yourself, that's important to acknowledge, because your relationship with yourself is one of the two most important relationships you have in this lifetime. The other most important relationship is the one you have with spirit, consciousness, God, the universe, or whatever you want to call that which manifests as this universe, the underlying all-one consciousness. These two relationships form the basis of all relationships with others and your relationship with life itself, and they are deeply intertwined. As we stay at home, our relationships with ourselves are hard to avoid. We could overconsume content, overconsume food or substances to try to avoid it. But maybe it's time to be with that relationship and to heal it if it needs healing, or expand it if it already has a solid foundation. So you might notice, how is your space with you? How is your relationship with you? Are you nice to you? Do you and you need a little bit of couples therapy together? Do you validate yourself? Or do you run a lot of self-judgment? Maybe in some aspects you're nice to you, and in others not so nice. Do you carry self-judgment or regret? Are you angry with yourself? Do you carry punishment towards yourself? Are you unkind to you with mean thoughts and maybe even unhealthy behaviors? You may notice there's a layering to thoughts. There's the surface layer of thought, the narrative about the present moment and conditions. And then there's deeper and deeper layers that are much more influential in our experience. In that undercurrent of thought, are you not good enough? Do you tell yourself you're ugly, less than, or a failure? Those thoughts, those underlying beliefs about self and self-worth are a product of the decisions you've made about yourself and about life, and they can be undecided. And those decisions are seeded by toxic energy in your inner world that you can be cleansed, that you can cleanse and release. One thing that's incredibly lovely about your relationship with yourself is that you are in complete control of it. Unlike other relationships, it doesn't take two, it just takes you. And things may have been different when you were a child, but now it's completely your creation. All the energy and all those decisions in the inner world seem so real, but they are absolutely fluid and changeable. We have to confront them and be willing to look at them in the light instead of avoid them in order to release them. And one key to doing that is to see ourselves as bigger than those decisions and energies. And that happens through spiritual awareness. Through the other most important relationship in life, that relationship with spirit, consciousness, God, the universe, or whatever word you enjoy. That is source, the source within and all that is. And our knowing that we are a spiritual being, a part of that all, not just a human identity. So let's nurture that relationship and let it be the foundation, the overarching structure through which we build a new relationship with ourselves in this time of opportunity. The spiritual relationship is experienced, not thought about. So let's experience it in meditation. We're going to go back into that place of closed eyes, feet on the floor. If you want to participate, would you do just that? Close your eyes and place your feet on the floor. Notice the grounding cord connecting the back of the first chakra energy center to the center of the earth. Be in the middle of your head, inviting the sixth chakra to open. Notice the bubble around you. You as spirit can embody this body of yours to whatever degree you would like. Let's invite in more of you. You're focused in the middle of your head. Would you imagine looking up at the top of your head, the crown chakra, seventh chakra? And would you allow that top of your head, crown chakra, to open? Just like if you had a hole flat on the top of your head. A hole in your head in a good way. Imagine that hole on the top of your head opening up. And imagine from source, God, consciousness, a ray of golden light extending toward you and coming into your open crown and filling you with golden light. So you're letting a ray of energy come. You're letting that ray into the body. And would you notice or know that the source of that light is you? You as a spiritual being. You as a unique part of the whole. Like a ray of the sun. Picture yourself as a ray of the sun, and we're all unique rays of the same sun. Connected, unique, belonging, and free. Would you be your ray, supported by the sun? Let this light fill you, perhaps with an invitation. I invite my soul into my body, and I invite myself into my life. I am a spiritual being in the journey of earth, and I invite more and more of me, my soul, into the body, and more of me into my life. Let that light cleanse the judgments and let it remind you of what you truly are. Regret, shame, self-judgment are dissolved in the light of the truth of who you are and what you are. As you be in meditation, you could consider perhaps you can give yourself this time of quarantine to nurture these relationships with yourself and consciousness, to practice being the light that you are. You could let the light nurture and comfort you as you dissolve old fears and self-judgments, so that when the time comes, you emerge from the cocoon as the butterfly you are, with your light shining through. And as we all do that, we'll create a much, much brighter world. If you're a person hard at work and out in the world a lot at this time, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let this light renew and refresh you. For everyone, notice that this light is available to you anytime. You are always it, and it is always you. Before we come out of this meditation, ask your body to set the crown chakra just right. Imagine that circle on the top of your head coming to a particular level of openness that's just right. We sort of opened it nice and wide. Let's reset it to wherever the body says is just right. Imagine that circle. Maybe it closes a little. Still connected with the light if you'd like. You could keep that light coming, be your ray. If it feels like too much, you could let the light retract, knowing you can call it in anytime. If you'd like, give your body a big breath and open your eyes, or stay right here. As you unravel your relationship with yourself, if it becomes too much, make sure to reach out. Call me or another person in this community that you know, or someone else. There's lots of resources available. If this information doesn't apply to you, if you're a person whose relationship with yourself and spirit is rock solid, then it might be a good time to think about somebody in your world that's not in that place and reach out to them. If your cup is full, how can you give? If your cup isn't full, be open to receiving. You may be home alone, but you are never alone because you're always a part of the light. One way to start might be to explore the free classes on our website, interconnection.org, or join an online group. Whatever it takes to bring the pain into the light for transformation. As COVID-19 has reminded us, the pain of the one is the pain of the whole. So as we heal ourselves, we heal each other, and we heal the whole. We best serve the all-one consciousness by being fully who we are. We're getting ready to close our time together today. After I close, I'll turn the recording off, but keep the Zoom on. If anybody wants to say hello to the familiar faces on the screen, we'll take a couple minutes after to let that happen. Or if the faces are unfamiliar and the names are unfamiliar on the screen and you want to meet them, just stay on. I want to thank you for your time and attention, two of your most valuable resources in this incarnation. We have our Meditation for Living course up on our website for free, and 2 additional online meditations there as well, both free. And in the coming days, you'll see more resources there to support you through this time. On our website, we accept donations too, on the sanctuary page of the site, and we do so with deep, deep gratitude. We are a nonprofit, so your donations are tax deductible. Please consider supporting us if that feels right in your heart. Again, thanks so much for being here today and here in the journey of Earth at this time. I'll say bye for now and hope to see you again soon. Bye.